So I moved out of the van I was living in for 3 years and into this apartment about 3 months ago. And my goal with decorating the apartment was to make it a cozy environment that displayed all of my stuff without being too cluttered. You have to stay. So here's basically where we started with the living room space and the bedroom and the backyard. So starting with the bedroom, if you saw in this video, we got the bed and windowsill all cute, but I still had just this pile of crap against the wall. So the first thing I got was this desk from Facebook Marketplace, where I did a lot of my furniture shopping. I wanted this to be a nice little workspace, so I put all my arts and crafts and sewing supplies in the drawers. I also put my fabric stash, my yarn stash under the bed with my bag of stuffing. I got this shadow box as a gift from Robbie's sister, and I decided I wanted to display all of my little teeny tiny things in it. I also did a bunch of thrifting. And I got this spoon display that I put my feather collection in. And this little shelf I put paint bottles on. And on top of the desk, I organized my rock and shell collection to display. And I put my vases that I made in my pottery class with more art supplies. The second big piece of furniture I got off Facebook Marketplace was this bookshelf, which went through many variations of decorating, but the goal was to display my books and knickknacks in an antique mall-esque way. So up top, I have my horror books with some of my creepy items. Real ones remember the Amish doll. The second shelf has my souvenirs from traveling and 2 of my favorite book series. The third shelf is kind of my adventure and nature themed shelf. I have my specimen jars, my reference books, and I organized all of the shelves from my Florida trip in this shadow box. Fourth shelf is Horror Part 2 with more creepy knickknacks and my V.C. Andrews books. The bottom shelves have my fantasy things, some of my favorite books from throughout my life, some books I was given as gifts, and books I haven't read yet, and then also my journals. I also got some sun print kits to make some framed art for the wall. Ooh, this one turned out much better. And the windowsill got some new items. And I also added these curtains. Next up is the backyard. It was a pretty sad and empty place when we first moved in, so I swept up and I cleaned up all of the weird garbage left in the yard. Oh God. there's more. What the fuck? I hung up some lights, got a couple of wind chimes, I put up my hummingbird feeder. I also found this shelf by the dumpster, which at first went over here and has some of my plants. And this is the first rendition, just using the stuff I already had. And later on, I got this amazing table off of Facebook Marketplace that I displayed all of my beautiful plants on. I also ordered a hammock to utilize the 2 trees that we were so lucky to have in our backyard. He's so cute. Moving on back to the living room. There's been some updates since the last video where I showed it to you, especially with the plant table. I hung up some little mushrooms, got a couple of new plants, and I decided to create kind of a fairy world with the plant section. So I added these little guys. Other things added to the living room, we got a few new coffee table books, and we hung up the beaded dragon that we got at the Ren Fair. I got a table for my records and record player. And I added my vintage Star Wars Pez and playing cards to the shelf. On the wall behind the TV, we hung up my boxed figurines, and we found this Mario canvas at the arcade we love. Then we just added some more little things that I had in storage. Lastly, we have the kitchen. I wanted the theme in here to be as close to vintage farmhouse as you can get in an apartment kitchen. And in the dining area, I hung up some lights. And I also wanted to display some of the pictures from my film photography class. And then this little area to the side was meant to be the bar, but a few weeks ago I decided I no longer wanted to drink at home. So now it just has vitamins and powdered drink mixes. So, yeah.